All right, welcome back to the beautiful northern KwaZulu-Natal. This is they are the hosts of the annual Umthayi Marula Festival, which takes place around these parts every year, and it is a celebration of the first harvest of the year. We've just gone into February, so it's the first fruits of 2016, and we've just walked in and told that the a factory has just been built of the Marula fruit that's being harvested here, and they'll be developed into jams and into honey. And that factory is a few kilometers from where we are broadcasting, and it will employ about 100 people, permanent jobs. And to tell us more about this, the latest developments of the 5th Umthayi Marula Festival is the MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Mike Mabuyakhulu. Sir, good morning. So good to be in your province again.
Welcome to the best part of South Africa, and we say to all South Africans, this week they should actually enjoy the Marula Festival that is taking place here, and we are known to be the king where the Marula Festival happens in the whole of the Republic of South Africa.
Let's talk about this year. I spoke to Nkosi earlier regarding the drought. How has this affected the festival?
Absolutely, the drought has affected the trees in terms of bearing the right quantities of the Marula fruit that we would actually use for the Marula Festival. However, this has not deterred us from going ahead with this, so the yields this year are much lower than the previous years.
Let's talk about the exciting news, the factory. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the factory is exciting news, and we said this together with my colleague at the MEC of Agriculture and Rural Development almost about 2 years ago, that we will be building a factory here, and I'm very glad that my colleague in the of Agriculture and Rural Development, working together with us, have gone ahead. We've built the factory. And I must say that the factory is complete now. Of course, what we will be doing in the next 6 months, we will be doing the actual recruitment. We will also be doing the training. We will also be exposing some of the people who will be actually employed here to some of the existing factories. We actually took a tour during the Easter route about 2 years ago in Swaziland, and we saw a factory of this magnitude. Ours, of course, will be using the latest technology in terms of production, and we see this being a huge opportunity for people who will be collecting the Marula fruits, not just in the area of Kwa-Tembe here, the Tembe traditional community, but the whole of Umthayi district, but also the whole of KwaZulu-Natal. In fact, we go to an extent that if there is one common denominator, which is an important one for us, is that you find Marula in Mozambique, you also find Marula in Swaziland. And we're therefore wanting to have collection centers there, both in Mozambique but also some part of Swaziland, where we can be able to ensure that we collect so that we can be able to actually supply to this factory. So we're no longer going to be focusing solely on the Marula beer, which is brewed, but we're also going to be focusing on the byproduct, your jams, your soap, your lotion, your body wash. The list is endless.
Yeah. How much of contribution did Kwa-Tembe have in this entire process, and how much does he have of a say in the day-to-day running of this factory, given the fact that it is people of his community that are going to be employed in this factory?
He actually has got a big voice, primarily because our coming in as government, we are very clear. We are here to support what used to be a cultural heritage and events that the people of Kwa-Tembe, through their own culture and tradition, have been practicing over many years and many decades. As government, we have come in here and we've said, instead of just focusing on the Marula Festival, let's grow the concept beyond just the celebration of the Marula heritage to also bring in an economic development so that we can be able to ensure that even women who are collectors, we can create cooperatives that would be able to collect throughout the province, but also in other parts of our neighbors. So we're actually now creating an economic activity, so commercializing in a manner that would benefit the communities. So the people of Kwa-Tembe, in the first and foremost, are the ones who are going to be benefiting the most because it is in their own backyard, it is their culture, it is their tradition.
MEC, before I let you go, what can we expect today during the festival?
Well, what we're expecting today is that the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, as well as my colleague MEC Cyril Tlaba and ourselves, we will open the factory today. And therefore, as I say, we will then have a 6-month period of training, and then the factory will then start in the new season, the next season, to function. But we're also expecting to deal with the issue of producing a cultivar, but also having hectares that agriculture is talking to that can be set aside so that you can grow the marula tree so they don't entirely dependent on those that grow in the wild only.
All right, MEC, always such a pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you very much.
MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs in KwaZulu-Natal, Mike Mabuyakhulu, giving us details of the factory that's been built, you know, and it was because of the Umthayi Marula Festival and the Marula Festival that's being harvested and brewed in these parts. All right, let's take an air break from the beautiful KZN. This is Morning Live.